What's going on, my two-piece fam, followers? Cheers. I am back in the chair by myself, but I'm going to bring some more people on because this topic that I'm going to talk about today is going to be a part 2 and a possibly part 3 panel discussion because it's going to be some heavy stuff. So I want you to tap in after you watch the episode and comment here below. Give me what you think or even what I need to expand on. Today we're going to talk about who's going to pay for the check when it comes after we finish eating in a group setting. Over these past couple of weeks, it's been on TikTok, groups of, young people talking about who's going to pay for a check. They go out to brunch. The check is $1,000. It's, 8-9 people, sometimes 10. And they say, let's just split it equally. Excuse me? Or they go to dinner, nice shishi frou-frou restaurant, party at 12, and the bill is $1,800. Let's just split it equally. I didn't split equally those 5 appetizers that you had, or that top shelf tequila that you had, or whatever. Or old girl down at the end who just had water and a big salad with salmon and shrimp on it. That doesn't equate to equal amounts and equal parts. Absolutely not. So we're going to talk about that, how things can be communicated better, but then also who you go out with as well. So let's start off with the ultimate know-how. Company dinner. You go to dinner. For example, my company, we did a company dinner at Bentley's. It was probably about 27, 28 people with their spouses plus ones. And the bill came up to about $6,200. So it was one check. It was a company event. The company paid it off. They're going to write it off anyway, so who really cares? Not saying that you have to go crazy with ordering because it's a company event, but you may tend to upgrade from a regular strip steak to a filet or a bone-in filet or the Wagyu or something like that. Or you decide to, instead of having a regular martini, you have a top shelf martini, shaken, stirred. Or even if you want to go really exquisite with it, you have a smoked bourbon or a smoked Manhattan or something like that, just to be shishi frou-frou. And then, of course, your company people are like, oh, just order what you want, order what you want. So you order what you want, and then, of course, we're going to have a dessert to take home. Been there, done that, I did that before. So the company pays for it. The next level is just good friends getting together. For example, my book club. It's about 6 to 8 of us. We meet every 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes 9 weeks, all depending on how life is going for us. And we discuss a book. We go out to a restaurant. It's separate checks. That's automatic, separate checks. However, if somebody wants to pay for it out of the kindness of their heart, even though we'll say, no, you don't have to do that, and that person wants to do that, then let them do that. But these are good, close people that I'm okay with. So if one of the girls pays for it, I'm going to leave a tip. I'm going to do something to help them out because it's a nice gesture. If it's a birthday dinner, you're the birthday girl, or you get invited out to a birthday dinner, you have to communicate up front what's going down. You going to Eddie V's, or you going to Port City Club up in Cornelius, or you going to Morton's, or Crumpleton, or wherever you're going, and it's 10, 12 people, Yeah, you need to set expectations up front. Hey, y'all, we're going out to dinner. This is a birthday dinner for so-and-so and so, Dutch treat. When you get there, you can say, hey, we're waiting on our table. We're going to do a round of drinks at the bar. Drinks on me. But when you get to that table, make sure you got a separate check, okay? But then you have I'm going to invite you out and I'm going to eat 2 appetizers. I'm going to upgrade my food and get extra accoutrements on my steak or extra sides or something like that. And the bill comes up to $1,500, and then you say, oh yeah, we're going to split this equally. Now, etiquette states that in a large group, and this is what etiquette states, which is the PC way, etiquette states that if you're in a large group of 6 to 8 people or so, it's equally split, okay? In this day and time, in the hell you don't get, you not gonna get a equally split. When I eat what I eat and I drink what I drink, I'm going to pay for what I consumed. I'm not going to pay for your calamari. I'm not going to pay for your raw or grilled oysters. I'm not going to pay for whatever the hell you ordered, because I don't eat that stuff. Now, if it's the birthday girl or birthday boys, the birthday boy or birthday girl should never pay because it's their birthday. If the birthday girl or boy invites people out, it should be like you in a sentence. It's understood that you are going to pay for it. But if it's a planned thing, like you send out invitations and RSVP and make it all cutesy and everything, then guess what? Then that person who organized it pays for it. I think this was maybe 10 years ago or so on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Cherie and her boyfriend were dating, and it was Cherie's birthday, and he called all of her friends and said, I want to invite you out for her birthday dinner. And everybody was like, oh, this is wonderful. They dressed up, they did all of this good stuff, had a wonderful time. And at the end of the night, and the check came, he looks at everybody and says, okay, we're going to split this. This is what you had, this is what you had, this is what you had, or we can split it evenly. No, Mr. Sir. You invited me, you planned it, you sent out these big old invitations, and I RSVP'd, and now you telling me I gotta pay? Now, if that ever happens, of course, my mom always told me, don't be a fool. Always have some money and pay for it yourself. But just know, never again with these group of people. Ever. So with this issue of going back and forth with these scenarios and things, you know, you need to know your good group of people. And if it's 3 or 4 people and it's lunch or dinner and it's like, oh, this is what we're doing, this is how we need to do it, don't get rude and belligerent, number one, to show your ass in these mainstream America establishments. Number one, let's get that clear. Number one, don't show your ass, please, because they gonna know. Number 2, if you ain't got it, don't go. If you can't afford it, if they say it's a separate check, don't go. Not just because they eating that steak 48 and I never ate that steak 48, so I'ma go. No, if you can't pay for it out your bank account, then don't go. Because you cannot always judge on somebody else's pocket that they're going to pay. Again, if I personally invite you out, or I personally say, hey, this is my birthday dinner, I want you all to come, I'm going to put in that communication, Dutch treat, or I'm going to say appetizers are paid for, entrees need to be paid for. That's fine. Communicate. That's all you got to do. Don't go and think when it's time to pay for the check, now we're going to have a discussion on the fiduciary results. That's not working. Yeah, you caught me with that big word, right? Fiduciary, girl, look at that education. But also, let's also talk about, what I'm starting to see now. People getting married, inviting you to the wedding, and on that little small card when they say RSVP for the reception and choose your entree, right below in the small print, it says plus taxes and gratuity, pay upon arrival. So y'all, people making you pay for receptions. You're coming to see them get married. They're making you pay for the reception. I'm not married. I can't say if that's good or right or wrong, but that's them. I'm coming to the wedding. If I have to pay for a gift and my food at the reception, that might be a no-go. I might have to go somewhere else after the wedding. All depends on how much I like you. Because if I really like you, I'm gonna pay for it anyway. Not saying that you have to invite people to your wedding and your reception and pay for them to eat and drink and then expect a gift. But it's very different now when you go to somebody's wedding, the reception is taken care of. I can understand a cash bar. I can understand, certain parts of the reception that you have to pay for. Like if you want a dessert, you have to pay for the dessert because they have a really small wedding cake. I understand all of that. But when it comes to your entree and your salad and things like that, and I got to turn around and pay $55.95 or $65.95, let me just go to a restaurant to eat what I really want, what I like, how I want it, and not let it get served cold. That's just what I'm saying. So when you decide to do an event or do a little get together, because right now we're in the brunch era, we are older now, people of a certain age. What you youngsters do at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, we do it at 12 o'clock. When you just get into bed at 4 or 5 in the morning, we going to bed at 6 o'clock because we done had our whole day done, kaput, had a good time, re-up, redid it again, ate some dinner, got a snack, took a shower. Now we in bed 6 o'clock looking at the news, about to watch the first 48, about to watch Suits on Netflix or Hulu or wherever it's streaming right now, and calling it a day. And we sleep by 8:30, 9 o'clock. And don't even talk about if you do a little edible in the evening. After that, it's a wrap, child. We'll see you tomorrow. But I think it's an ongoing thing where, again, people feel like if you invite me out, you have to pay for it. If you haven't communicated that, then okay, you need to take on that responsibility. Another example. My nephew graduated a couple of months ago, and we were going to go to a restaurant in Columbia, but I was able to get a nicer place at a city club where I have a good relationship with them. They were able to get us one of their rooms with a nice view, laid it out. They put balloons and flowers, set up the table. He's graduating from high school, And we invited guests, and we told them up front, you will be paying for this yourself. So come if you will, give him his gifts or mail his gifts or whatever, but we all are going to lunch. So everybody had already been advised that you were going to pay for your lunch. And as the day went on and everybody's laughing and having a good time, 2 other guests came that we didn't expect to come, but they showed up anyway, which was fine. Eating, laughing, still having a great time. And at the end of lunch, the server came and said, how do you want me to do this, split this, or how are we going to take care of it? Everybody started pulling for their wallet. My mom said, you know what, this is his graduation. I'm going to take care of it. That's just on my heart. We invited him and his friends and some family friends to wish him well. So I'm going to take care of the bill. So she took care of the bill. Don't remember how much the bill was, but we had about 10, 12 people there. She took care of it. The lunch prices were very modest, but you're at a city club, so we had some good food, some good seafood, some good appetizers, and just some good fellowship. So in that scenario, when a person takes it upon themselves to do that, and then you say thank you, you can offer to pay the tip, or offer to do something later, but it's out the kindness of your heart. That's what you do. And even with that situation, with it being a graduation, the money that you were going to spend on your food, give it to the graduate. You can do something like that, or pay it forward the next day on what you want to do, or how you want to do it. But again, when you've been raised right, etiquette can be the underlying governed guidelines, but then also the hell you ain't kit nowadays is going to be the defining factor on how your monies are going to be spent and how it's going to be spent. And don't ever let anybody bully you into paying for something that they in the first place never intended on paying for. Because again, they could say, oh, we're going to steak 48. Oh, I'm going to get this and get that. I know they're going to probably try to split the bill, or there's always going to be somebody to say, oh, I'm going to pay for it. Stop looking on other people's pockets. Because granted, they may have it, they ain't got it for you. They ain't got it for nobody else except them. Just like they have on the voiceover, I think on Instagram, when they said, yeah, I'm broke. I'm not broke to me, but I'm broke to you. So mind your damn business. So the next time anybody tries to plan an outing, plan a gathering, or even do a house gathering, if somebody says, hey, I'm going to do a cookout, and your little bum ass just show up, then you just show up. But again, guidelines, etiquette says, and how you've been taught, you ask if you can bring something, or you ask what you need, or you just make something and you bring it. But the damn etiquette means I'm just going to show up and just do whatever. No, you're not going to do that. You need to show up with something than an empty stomach and audacity. Cash app the person. You're using their lights, you're using their water, you're using their paper towels. Something, do something, because that person probably has taken care of the meats, the sides, the liquor. You probably heavy pouring, and they probably drink some good shit like I do, and you heavy pouring and emptying their bottle every 15, 20 minutes, because ooh, this good. Let me taste this again. This good. I'm going to have to get some of that. Knowing damn well you ain't going to the liquor store to get it. You're just going to drink up their shit and keep it pushing. Okay? So, think about those things when you decide you want to go to have a group dinner or a group meeting or a group outing and things of that nature. And again, don't show out in these white people establishment. If it becomes too heated and people say, I'm not doing this, I'm not, just say, hey, everybody cash app me the amount that you have eaten and I'll take care of it. And Cash App's slick on if you want it instantly in your account, they're going to take about 2.5 percentage of that. So add in an extra $2-3 so you can put it in your account immediately and not lose out on the real money that you were supposed to get. Okay? Let's be mindful of it. But let's have fun. Let's go out to brunch. Let's go out to happy hour. Let's have some appetizers. Let's have some good dinners and some steaks and some fillets and some Wagyu and all of that good stuff and some desserts. But just know, make sure you got that money in your account to pay for it. Just in case somebody ain't generous. But again, don't go out expecting it either. Okay? Just remember that. You are not privy to people's wallet. Make sure you got that $100, $200 that you about to spend in Steak 48 or Oak Steakhouse or, Crumpleton or wherever you're going to go. Because, honey, them people at Crumpleton going to look at you like you crazy after you sat there and ate their $70 steak and you ain't got no money to pay for it. Trust me, they going to escort you straight down to 3rd Street. Arrest and processing because you done stole their food. Okay? All right. My two-piece family, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hearing my rants. Thank you for hearing about me some more. I'm back in the chair, y'all. I am glad to be back in front of the camera talking to you, and I hope you're happy to see me. So, until next time, shades on, drink up. Where we going next?